Who could have guessed that a Hollywood star shining under the lights made today's wireless world possible? Would you believe it if you heard that a film actress laid the foundations for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS? So, who was the woman behind this invisible connection in history? The answers to these questions are hidden in a quiet struggle against prejudice in both science and humanity. Hollywood in the 1930s was full of glittering faces, but among them, one would go down in history not only for her beauty, but also for her intelligence: Hedy Lamarr. Born in Austria, she emigrated to America at a young age. Escaping the shadow of war, she became an icon in the world of cinema. But for Lamarr, the stage lights were never enough. In others' eyes, she was a star. In her own, she was an inventor. By day, she acted in front of the camera. By night, she took engineering notes. For her, science was not just an interest, but an intellectual freedom. No one knew at the time that this woman would one day lay the cornerstone of wireless communication. At the start of the 1940s, the world was dragged into a great war. Torpedoes in the seas missed their targets because enemies were listening to and jamming communication signals. Lamarr couldn't stay indifferent to these news. She began to wonder, what if the signal could become impossible to track? A composer she met during those years, George Antheil, gave her a music-inspired idea. Just as pressing different piano keys at the same time changes sound waves, radio signals could hop in a certain pattern. Combined with Lamarr's engineering genius, this idea turned into an invention that would change history. Lamarr's scientific curiosity wasn't limited to that idea alone. She was known to sketch different designs in areas such as energy transfer, automation systems, and secure communication. But the scientific circles of the time weren't ready to accept a female inventor. In 1942, Lamarr and Antheil received the patent for their invention called Secret Communication System. This system protected radio-controlled torpedoes from enemy interference. The basic principle was surprisingly simple. The communication signal was transmitted by hopping between different frequencies at set intervals, making it almost impossible to intercept or jam. Lamarr's vision went far beyond the engineering limits of her era. The technological infrastructure at the time wasn't suitable for such fast frequency changes, so the idea stayed shelved for years. But that patent kept an idea that would become the backbone of the future digital world hidden inside. When the war ended, the world began to reshape. But Lamarr's name was now known only as a former movie star. Her patent had expired, her invention forgotten on dusty shelves. Until the 1960s, while the US Navy was developing secure communication systems, they stumbled upon Lamarr's patent. No one realized it, but that old document held the foundation of future wireless communication. Lamarr's name went unmentioned, yet her invention began to be used in military communication systems. Experts think if Hedy Lamarr had been taken seriously during her time, wireless data transmission technologies, perhaps even the internet, could have developed decades earlier. Modern Wi-Fi systems still rely on Hedy Lamarr's principle today. Just as in her 1942 idea, data packets hop from one frequency to another as they're transmitted. This makes communication safer, more stable, and faster. Every time a phone connects to a Wi-Fi network, Hedy Lamarr's legacy invisibly comes into play. The principle Lamarr pioneered works not only in military technology, but also in everyday essentials like Bluetooth and GPS. Wireless networks around the world carry on her frequency dance. Lamarr's story is not only about a technological invention, but also a social struggle. In the male-dominated science world of the 1940s, it was almost unthinkable for a woman to be associated with military technology. women inventors were often overlooked, and their ideas entered history under other people's names. Hedy Lamarr quietly broke these molds. Her story proved that science has no gender. Today, women engineers, scientists, and inventors see Lamarr not only as a pioneer, but also as a symbol of resistance to prejudice. As years passed, technology advanced, but Lamarr's contribution remained unknown for a long time. In the late 1990s, scientists researching the history of wireless communication came upon her patent. This discovery was the rebirth of a forgotten genius. In 1997, the IEEE Electronic Pioneer Award was given to Hedy Lamarr. By then, she was elderly, living far from the spotlight, but the value of her world-changing idea was finally recognized. This award was an honor given not only to Lamarr, but to all the unheard female inventors throughout history. Today, billions communicate with wireless networks born from her dream. Every phone call, every Wi-Fi connection, every Bluetooth signal is an invisible echo of her legacy. Lamarr's frequency hopping idea still serves as a model in 6G, quantum communication, and cybersecurity research. In other words, the logic she invented 80 years ago continues to live on in tomorrow's internet infrastructure. Hedy Lamarr's life showed that beauty cannot overshadow intelligence, and science is born not only in laboratories, but also in imagination. Once seen as merely a film star, she turned out to be the founder of the invisible infrastructure of the modern world. Lamarr's words still echo today. "People see me as just a pretty face. That's their problem." This sentence is proof that science knows no boundaries, and that anyone with curiosity can change the world. Today, we live in a world connected by invisible networks. Every wireless signal, every data packet, carries the echo of Hedy Lamarr's idea. She illuminated the world not from the silver screen, but from the frequencies. And whether humanity realizes it or not, with every internet connection, we are still tuning into her frequency. In summary, at the heart of Wi-Fi is not just technology, but human curiosity, the courage to think in spite of prejudice, and the urge to see the unseen. Hedy Lamarr is the quiet yet powerful representative of this courage. She is the invisible hero of the modern world, a legacy living on in every connection and every signal. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share your thoughts in the comments to discover Hedy Lamarr's forgotten story. If you have any surprising information about Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or GPS, let's meet in the comments.